Hey, let's see. Huzzah! Great. Multiple places. Hello, continuing this fine journey of streaming to multiple devices at one time. Trying out Instagram today in addition to the normal streams just to see if I can break that up. And it's a very fruitful endeavor, the fact that I had something I wanted to test today, and I actually got a Kickstarter email about A Tale Told by an Idiot, the virtual reality movie I've been working on for 4 years now, which is a little crazy. Hello, folks in the chat. Welcome, greetings. And what I thought I might do was actually we took the 3D models from the video game inside the movie A Tale Told by an Idiot, and I moved them into Mozilla Hubs, which is a social virtual reality thing that you can go to in your web browser. You can go to hubs.mozilla.com and create a room, and I created rooms with the sets and the characters from inside the story. What's up, Miles? Dev, hello. Hey, and so I took the characters and the props and the models and put them inside of a virtual reality browser-based experience that I could walk around with my arrow keys or my headset, which was really cool. And I thought, because I launched the future stages coming up on how does time work? Coming up on 2 years now, this July. I have this theater in virtual reality space that I can walk around with my arrow keys or with my headset. Anybody could spin up their own iteration of it. They can replace their artwork and the stanchions in the lobby and put their own thing on stage. So it's a free model that you can use. I basically built a community theater for anybody to use. People have used it for all kinds of things, performances, education, but also NFT galleries and meetups and panels, all sorts of cool stuff. What's up, Michael? Or Michaelis, sorry. This is so cool, Miles. I know, it's very cool. So this is a 3D theater that anybody can access in their web browser that basically is simulating a virtual reality experience without having to buy a headset, which is awesome. But I still owe this movie that I've been working on forever, A Tale Told by an Idiot, which is a take on Shakespeare's Macbeth set inside of a virtual reality video game company. And I taught myself 3D animation to be able to render out these scenes. This was before I really got into virtual reality. And now I'm figuring out how to release the movie. And it's been very difficult to release independent film in this new weird ecosystem. It's a very weird experimental film. I don't think this is something that you sell to a Netflix or a Hulu, although, call me. I wouldn't say no. And so what I thought about doing was actually having a premiere for the movie inside my theater. And inviting anybody to come on their web browser. Now, we would probably crash the server, so I'd have to do multiple premieres for different groups of people, the whole thing. But I thought, how would people come to a red carpet event in I know, bear with me, the metaverse, if you've heard that phrase used, or kind of co-opted by anybody working in the 3D spatial internet. But the idea of how do you come to a fully virtual 3D experience for a movie screening by entering a theater like this one. And I thought you would want to dress up, right? You'd want to be in your own sexy avatar for the experience. And there are avatars that we created for the movie because it's a video game inside of a movie. It's a movie about a video game. And so we have these 3D characters. And so I thought, what if we put those 3D characters inside of this virtual reality experience? And so I'm going to show off the villain. Basically, we took the three witches from Macbeth, and they predict the future of the company, the virtual reality company in the movie, instead of predicting, that he's going to be Thane of Glamour. And so this is the rabbit in the movie, and you'll have to forgive, OBS for some reason really lags on, it's like a 5-second delay on capturing the what my web browser sees on my computer into OBS so that you can see a third-person perspective. But I see a first-person perspective, so I look down and I can see my hands, and I can look across and see this default Mozilla robot that is acting as the camera right now, because I'm basically broadcasting what you see, or what this iteration sees. And so this was the original coloring of this robot. You see it's kind of a rusty rabbit robot. Anyone who has seen Five Nights at Freddy's can see how I'm inspired by that game. But these were our kind of villain witchy characters in the movie of it all. Yes, I love the rabbit too. Thanks, Miles. And so just to show you quickly how rigging works, you'll notice that my mouth is moving when I talk. And even if there wasn't latency or lag in the web browser experience that you're seeing on OBS, it still isn't perfect. It's just guessing basically the amount it opens is based off of the volume of my audio input. So the louder I get, the more it will open its mouth, and the regular I talk, it kind of just wobbles. But it simulates the idea of mouth flapping. And this is pretty much as far as a lot of this facial mouth tracking. The Vive Lip, I think it's the Vive Pro Lip Sync, is a little better. It's pretty good. But even like MetaHumans and things like that, it is kind of a guesstimation of the tracking. That's actually tracking your face data. This is just using the audio data through the microphone of the headset to kind of guess what the mouth should do. But it's pretty cool that when I'm talking, the rabbit seems to talk. The other thing that is very fun about this, I've added kind of a breathing effect. And this is something we did during non-player character, because when these models just kind of sit there statically, it looks really weird and it feels kind of flat and boring. So Mozilla has these blinky eyes, which is just an idle animation constantly playing over a loop, but it looks and gives some life to the character's eyes. So we've put those inside the rabbit. And then I've added a little breath to the chest, just looping slowly over time, breathing, 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 and it makes this character feel just a little more alive, even though I'm just sitting here doing nothing. So it gives it a little bit more life. Then, using the controllers, let me make sure that's on camera. Back up, Brendan. There it is. You can see here's the palm button with those 3 fingers. Here's the trigger finger with that single button, and here's the thumb. And I can do a combinations thereof to make a fist, or kind of a thumbs up. But this allows me to independently move these fingers, and I can grab things and hold things and share things with other audience members. And so if you were in this rabbit avatar, you would be able to put this on and you'd be able to move your controllers like this, or if you were on your desktop, you would just use your arrow keys and your mouse to click and drag and look around. But I'm in a fully immersive space right now. I can move around, I can look around, I could stand up and walk around the room. It gives me kind of complete freedom of motion. Then what we started doing was seeing if we could really make these rabbits unique. I was like, what if everybody came to the premiere as a rabbit? That would be awesome. But I would want them all to know, like, oh, I'm the blue rabbit. Come find me in the corner or whatever. So I started making skins of these rabbits that were kind of the same two-toned texture, almost kind of like a camouflage effect, and then generating random color combinations and basically random traits for any of you that have like fallen down the NFT rabbit holes where they take like the same gorilla picture and they throw a bunch of varieties of coloration and sunglasses and stuff like that. It's the same principle. I'm basically using the same scripts and concepts inside of a 3D modeling software to just generate randomized versions of the same rabbit. However, when I did this, it kind of broke everything. And this is rigged. There's a skeleton inside of this rabbit that is invisible. It has bones, and that's what those fingers are that are moving. And that's what my head is when it moves. These bones are the rig of how the software or the cloudware or the system that I'm inside, the engine, knows how this avatar moves. It says this is its right hand, this is the right pinky, this is the right thumb, this is the head. And somehow when we randomly generated the coloration for all the rabbits, it broke the rig. So then I had all of these rabbits. I'm not joking. I had hundreds of rabbits, and none of them worked inside of the virtual reality experience because life is awesome. So today I am testing the first rabbit that should have a fixed rig. And it's then a conversation of, is it worth it to basically go back through and either try to apply. What I would have to do is use all the textures that I've made, all the kind of color skin, if you will, and then just one by one take those color variations and put them onto a working model and export that out, which I have to do for each and every model, which is exhausting and may not be worth it. Because after all, I could just put this movie on Vimeo and maybe people would watch it there. But I wanted a fun way for people to understand the work that I'm doing with live theater in virtual reality and bring that into the release of this film that I've been slowly working on throughout all of COVID. So I'm now going to change into a brand new skinned avatar, and this is the first time I'm testing it right here live on the stream. So that's a head movement, looking up, looking down. I'm going to talk a little bit and see if the mouth is flapping a bunch. I can see the audio moving, but I don't know if the mouth is flapping. You'll have to tell me because I can peek through the bottom of my nose. Let's see. I see a little bit of movement. There's a lot more head wobble than there is mouth flap, which is the default of Mozilla. So I may have to get in there and fix that. Okay, but the mouth does work. The hands appear to be moving with my hands, so that's cool. The body appears to be attached, which sounds like a weird thing to say out loud, but the amount of times I have logged in as this rabbit avatar and seen my body floating way below me is very uncanny, and makes me sad. So now let's try these fingers. So here's the palm, yes, the finger, and the thumb. It works. That's pretty amazing. Okay, so this is, for example, like what I've tried to do is all of them would have this rust texturing, and then kind of what would be described as like a camouflage or a cow pattern, just to have the two-tone variation. Those would be two different colorways, kind of like when you get into street fashion or something like that, and they can print shirts in different colorways or different color matches. So like a red-white variation or a red-blue variation or a black-on-black or a black-on-gray. This is clearly a gray on white, and then I have this rust texturing that's on top of all of it. And then the accents, or the traits, if you will, are the fingertips, the shoulder buttons, which are also hip buttons. Let's see if that actually moves one-to-one. Almost. It's not bad. The hip buttons are the match these, and then the snout and the eyebrows and the fingernails, or the claws. So those will then all be a separate color as well, with a slight metallic sheen to it. So the idea would be that you would basically be able to choose a truly unique rabbit avatar to come see the premiere of A Tale Told by an Idiot. Or maybe I'm just an idiot for doing all of this. But genuine question, because this is why I'm exploring with this, is that there have been a very, very small number of virtual reality movie screenings and movie events. There have been a very few number of virtual reality theater experiences like mine, either live theater or dance or movies. There's a whole Film 3, Web 3 with film NFT community that exist in the world and are doing really cool things that build upon, some of which built upon a blog I released in 2016. What's up, Mega Boya? Boyo, excuse me. Hello. And so the question would be, would you want an avatar like this to come to a film screening and to then be able to watch the movie inside the theater? I'm going to try to do this. Apologies to the Instagram screening, which is literally just pointed at my my phone is just pointed at the computer screen right now. But if I pull this over really fast, I can enter the theater with my arrow keys. Come on. Oh no, I'm doing too much. I've asked too much. There we go. Got to the door. So here's the lobby of the theater. And I'm just on my computer right now. This is not with a VR headset. This is just using the arrow keys on my keyboard and a mouse. And if we come down towards the front here, you'll see I basically have these stanchions so people could just stand because you don't really need a seat in virtual space. And you could then watch a movie on the back screen of the theater. I could also swap out this interior and it could just be a kind of black box vibe, just like an open floor plan. I've done that before as well. But the idea would be, and then like, so traditionally, let me get back the rabbit. If I came over here and I flew on stage, so like, I could just perform on stage like this live, doing things, which is super cool. We could do like a talk back or a panel about the movie that's playing on the back wall. I could move the movie towards more the front of the wall. Technically speaking, if that movie was playing, we could hover over it and hit F. And right now it's a broken media link because it's not pointed at anything, but it would then bring it full screen for you. So if you felt far away and didn't want to have to be in the audience, kind of like looking through people's heads, you could just hit F and it would focus on what was playing on the screen. So a lot of different options. Again, it's not elegant, but it's very, very accessible. Literally anybody could click on a link and enter the experience and be a part of the screening and the show. And they would have their own cool little custom avatar, which I think is pretty nifty, and could be a way to do this film premiere if that would be of interest. But what I definitely want to know from everybody is that a way you might want to come see a film screening? Would you just want to watch it 2D? Are you interested in an avatar? What would you pay to like come to an event like this and to get a custom made avatar to come to the experience? Have you seen anything like this? Yeah, all good questions, all things that are just rattling around in my brain as I'm just exploring new ways to kind of bring my performances to a virtual audience, but still feeling like you're having an embodied and engaged and interactive experience. So that's today's test. It worked. Now I guess the question is, do I take a bunch of these rabbit textures and one by one put them onto the correct rig so that people could actually come to the show and be their own individual rabbit? Or is that just way too much dumb work? I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know. And I'll probably just be streaming another game soon. Bye.